Good morning students, how are you? I am fine and safe here. I hope you are also safe there by the grace of God. Stay home and safe home. Let us now, today I will discuss about in physics subject a good topic. Before going to the topic, I should start the lesson a good quotations. All power is in you. You can do anything and everything by Swami Vivekananda. Okay. Now, my topic is going on electric current. What is meant by electric current? How to measure the electric current? Let us now discuss. In previous class, you had learnt about electric current, battery, electric circuit and its components. But here, first of all, take one conductor. This is a conductor. Large number of free electrons. These are the positive ions. Positive ions. In this electric current, two famous scientists, Drude and Lorentz. Drude and Lorentz, scientists of 19th century, proposed conductor like a metal consists of a large number of free electrons. While positive ions are fixed in their locations. The arrangement of positive ions is called a lattice. Lattice. Okay. My question is, what do you meant by electric current? How to measure the electric current? Okay, let us now discuss. Electric current. Represented by with the letter I equals to Q by T. We can say that electric current is ordered electric charges. So that's why we can say that electric current I equals to electric charge by time interval. So I equals to Q by T. Q means electric charge, T is the time. SI unit of electric current I equals to amperes. Units of a charge is coulomb. Units of time is second. So 1 ampere equals to 1 coulomb per 1 second. This is the electric current. Next. See here, previously I told you what about electric current. Current I equals to Q by T. By using that formula, here one problem is asking, what is the total quantity of charge flows in 8 minutes when a current of 2 amperes exists in a conductor? So, write given values. Total quantity of a charge. What is the total quantity of charge flows? Charge where? That is the requiring value. In 8 minutes, time is given here. Time T equals to 8 minutes into convert in seconds. 8 into 60 seconds. Current I equals to 2 amperes. Finding value is what is the total quantity of charge. Charge Q equals to question mark. So according to the formula, I is equal to Q by 2, Q by T, I equals to Q by T. According to the ampere electric current definition, so Q equals to I into T. So 2 into, substitute these values, 2 into 8 into 60. 2 into 8 into 60. 2 8s are 16 into 60. 960. What are the units of charge? Coulombs. Coulombs. This is the answer. Let us now discuss other definition. Next definition, volt. Volt means if 1 joule of work is done. If 1 joule of work is done to carrying a positive charge from one place to another place. That means this is the conductor, this is the point A, this is the point B. 1 joule of work is done to carrying a positive charge from point A to another point B. The potential difference between the 2 points is called the volt. So 1 coulomb of positive charge. 1 coulomb of positive charge. If 1 joule of work is done in carrying the 1 coulomb of positive charge from one point to another point, the potential difference between the 2 points is called volt. So 1 volt equals to 1 joule per 1 coulomb. Previously I discussed current I, now I discussed volt V. If you draw the graph between current and volt, see here, with appropriate values. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Taken voltage in x-axis, volts, and current is taken in y-axis, amperes. If you draw the graph between voltage and current, graph is drawn from the origin. If you draw the graph between voltage and current, gradually voltage and current, the ratio of voltage V and I is constant for some materials at constant temperature. This is the proposed by one of the great scientists, German physicist George Simon Ohms. That scientist's name is George Simon Ohms. What he told, just encapsulate what I am doing. What I told, the ratio of I and V, the ratio of I and V is constant for some materials at constant temperature. This fact is established by George Simon Ohms, popularly known as Ohm's law. Let us now discuss about Ohm's law. Take one conductor. It has 2 ends. One end is A, another end is B. The potential difference between the ends of a conductor V is directly proportional to current passing through it. V is proportional to I. So V by I equals to constant. V by I is constant. V by I equals to constant. That is V by I is equal to R. R is a resistance. Units of resistance is ohm. Units of resistance is ohm. This is the Ohm's law. That is equal to V is equal to V by I is equal to R. If you do the cross multiplication, V is equal to IR. This is the Ohm's law. Once again, what just recapitulate what I am telling. The potential difference between the ends of a conductor V, the potential difference between the ends of a conductor V is directly proportional to the current passing through it. I at constant temperature. At constant temperature, that is the Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. Next, the limitations of Ohm's law. It is valid for some metals only, some metallic conductors. It is not obey the some gaseous. It is not obey the some gaseous conductors and semiconductors like silicon and germanium. This is the Ohm's law. Depend upon some Ohm's law, materials can be classified as two categories. One is the materials can be classified into two categories. One is the ohmic materials, other one is the non-ohmic materials. Those which obeys the Ohm's law, the type of materials is called the ohmic materials. Those which do not obey the Ohm's law, the type of materials is called the non-ohmic materials. And also, Ohm's law is valid for metal conductors, provided temperature and other physical quantities remains constant. And also, Ohm's law does not obey the gaseous conductors and also gaseous semiconductors like silicon and germanium. Let us now discuss about next concept. Next topic is resistors combination. Means two systems, they are joining each other. One is the two system resistors, series connection of the resistors, and second is the parallel connection of a resistor. In series connection of the resistors can be represented by letter R. Resistance means obstructing to the motion of electrons is called the resistance. In series combination, that is one resistor R1 joining into the other end R2. This is R3. Current I. The effective resistance in series combination R equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Derivation is also given in your textbook also, no need here. And also parallel connection of the resistors. Parallel connection of the resistors. If R1 and R2 and R3 are one end of the resistors is joining at one point and other end of the resistors joining with another point. If you joining in a parallel system, parallel connection of the resistors, the final the effective resistance 1 by R equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. If you take two resistors in parallel, 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. R equals to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. This is the formula for effective resistance in parallel connection. These are the two questions very important. Series connection of resistors and parallel connection of resistors. Let us see here Kirchhoff laws, very important concept. Two important rules known as Kirchhoff rules. That is, what are the two important rules? One is the junction rule, junction law, and second is the loop law. These two laws are called the Kirchhoff laws. Okay, thank you. To your home, please match this table. Only 5 questions I have given here. Please do the answers. If you have any doubt, ask me next video.